This is Dolany TV, ladies and gentlemen. Welcome back to another edition of Edmonton Oilers discussion here on, I've already said it once today, this fine Saturday, because my goodness, she's 19 degrees. The grass, she's getting greener by the second as I water it. And, well, see, there's not clouds covering the sun today, so it's good. It's really good. But that said, you know what? Another thing. Found myself in the house checking some YouTube stats, making sure everything's good on the back end of the last video I posted today, and I came across, as I was deleting some files, a big old thing I better talk about. So let's just flip off this subscribe graphic for a second to this graphic here. Alright, this graphic was made start of the whole off season. I think this was about July 29th. Let me get when I posted that video. Oh, of course I did. This follows up a video. It was sometime in July after we had acquired Mr. James Neal. So I went out and boldly kind of predicted kind of what the situation was going to look like when it comes to the Edmonton Oilers' top 6 scoring. Right? And let me list off the top 6 scores for the Oilers that I have on that chart. I've got Draisaitl, McDavid, Nugent Hopkins, Kassian, Neal, and Chiasson. Let me list their point totals for real after the pause season started. Leon Draisaitl, 110 points. Connor McDavid, 97 points. Ryan Nugent Hopkins, 61 points. Zack Kassian, 34. Then you can move down the list to James Neal, 31. Alex Chiasson, 24. So yes, no matter what you had pegged for these guys to do, to start this year, to do this year, whatever, these 6 guys were going to be integral pieces of what the Oilers were going to do successfully this season. Right? You think about Neal and Chiasson on the power play. You think about Zack Kassian reigniting the Battle of Alberta and making something of nothing. You think about Draisaitl emerging as an elite superstar. You think about Connor McDavid still doing McDavid magic. Nugent Hopkins, quiet Nugent Hopkins, being right up there in team scoring, but still the guy who is behind the scenes doing all the things right on the second line. No problem. No problem. So, why am I dead wrong? Why was I totally dead wrong about the Edmonton Oilers' top 6 this season? Well, you know what? Hold on, I hit the graphic too fast. Let's flip back here. Do you want to look at this graphic for a second? Right? No. You want to look at the graphic. All right, I had Dry McDavid Kassian. That line rolled. That line rolled for a good portion of the season. But look at that second line. I'm sorry, that never worked out. Neal Nuge Chiasson? No. What it ended up becoming is this weird combination of Neal, McDavid, Kassian, or whoever was up there with McDavid at any given time, while this second line of ours that emerged in 2020, right? Kind of happened a little bit in December 31st when Yamamoto got his first goal of the year, but no, 2020 was the opening. I could not have imagined in 2019 that Kailer Yamamoto would come out on New Year's Eve 2019, close out the year for the Oilers, and light up what was going to be one of the most exciting Januaries Edmonton Oilers fans have had in a long time. All right, that was one of the best stretches of a month-long hockey season we have seen out of the Oilers in a long time, and it was all thanks to a second line in Nugent Hopkins, Draisaitl, Yamamoto. So that's where I'm dead wrong. Nowhere in this did I see that any of the other cast of characters in the Oilers organization was going to make an impact in the top 6 this year. These were the 6 guys I had pegged. Maybe in the video I say something to give myself a note and say maybe somebody will make an impact. But seriously, these were the 6 guys that I felt like in July 2019 going to broadcast, going to air with, saying these guys are going to be the projected top 6 scorers for the Edmonton Oilers, right? Top 6 being they slot in on the top 2 lines, not the top 6 all around because you have the defense and whatnot. But my goodness, there is absolutely no way we could have predicted. And I mean, hey, I am glad. I am 110% glad to be dead wrong about this whole thing. And it's not really that we're that far off, right? Neil still had a very good year, injured quite a bit. Chiasson, you know what, that was due for a letdown, but he still had a very good year. Relatively speaking, not too bad. And then, of course, Zach Kassian right in there. If we would have played a whole hockey season, he would have blown that out of the water. Draisaitl blew it out of the water. Connor McDavid would have still found a way to get to at least 115 points. That's not even a question. So, right, it's just mind-blowing to think what these Edmonton Oilers on this list have done, but then you think about the guys that made the impact in the top six and guys we acquired, right? Tyler Ennis, Andrei Athanasiou. You've got Kailer Yamamoto in there making a difference. For a while, Joakim Nygard, Josh Archibald, for instance, as well, right? The guys that contributed in the top six, quite honestly, I think compared to what we got out of 2018-2019, we got a much more varied cast in the top six able to contribute this year. I think for a stretch there, I think it was a stretch of like 6 games that Jujhar Khaira scored big goals in the top 6 with Ryan Nugent-Hopkins, if memory serves correct. I think I was watching him Dallas in Edmonton at Rogers Place when I got those 6 seat upgrades. But, right, there's so many good success stories for the Oilers trying guys in the top 6 this year as opposed to last year, right? Think about a guy, simply put, like Ty Rattie, who expectation did not meet reality. I think Jesse Puljujarvi didn't work, right? This year we didn't have as many guys just fail and burn out. This year we had guys come up, elevate, do the job, go down, and play good. We had this very good, robust cast of characters who could do every job well whenever they got the chance. And that's something, I mean, quite honestly, we were craving for a long time. So to be completely wrong on how the Oilers' top 6 would look, to be completely wrong on how the Oilers' top 6 would function, and to be completely wrong on how they would do is 100%, 110, I said 110, let me stick to that, a very okay thing with me. I'm good with it, 100%, no problem about it, because, you know what, we got something that almost everybody in the offseason, when I'm banging the can saying, hey, pay attention to me, we're going to the playoffs this year, nobody thought that was a remote possibility. Now, unfortunately, the problem is if they go to a 24-team playoff, somebody's still going to find a way to say the Oilers shouldn't have done anything in the playoffs because it was a 24-team playoff instead of a 16 playoff. Trust me, that's why I'm opposed. Take the teams that are in now, slap it together, get the job done. That's why I'm hard on that, but we'll find out. We'll figure it out as we go along, that's for sure. But, you know what? Quite honestly, a good hockey season. That's what this was. And some good storylines, right? And I think the off-season really set this up because, right, obviously, if I did this video late July, right, the Neil Lucic trade had just happened and things were getting elevated, right? That would have been about a week and a half after the Neil Lucic trade that I did that video. And you know what? James Neal, quite honestly, who knows what he would have done if he wasn't injured. 31 points in 55 games. Just to give you an equivalency rating over a total of 82 games, that's a total of 46 points. So quite honestly, I'm not too far off the money on the James Neal thing. And he was a top 6 player, but then you have Chiasson and his role in the top 6 not really being there. But there is so many great things that came out of this Edmonton Oilers season. And quite honestly, being wrong on this, hey, it's alright. Because, you know what, I'll trade Chiasson, Neal on that second line all day for what Kailer Yamamoto did. Because Kailer Yamamoto is a guy, right, I doubted. I am on record saying I preferred to trade Yamamoto instead of Jesse Puljujarvi. But then you have what Jesse Puljujarvi ends up becoming and doing. And then you have Kailer Yamamoto, that bold Condors call-up coming out of nowhere and just absolutely tearing up the NHL. Right? Point per game, that is tearing up the NHL at any point you put it. And he's just a guy who has a couple games NHL experience prior to December 31st. And he comes up and runs the show on that second line with Draisaitl and Nugent-Hopkins for the Oilers for pretty much an entire month and a bit before they start experimenting a little bit again. But hey, you know what? Fantastic. Dandy with me. And you know what? Being wrong is totally okay, all because of one name, Kyler Yamamoto. So, guys, that's revisiting that top six projection, right? That's something all the way back from last July. We're just under 10 months removed from that. So, hey, never too late to revisit it, I guess. Guys, I'm Tyson. This is Stolany TV. Thank you so much for listening to me ramble. I need water. I'm going to get back to yard work, and we'll catch you guys hopefully tomorrow for some more Edmonton Oilers news. I'm up on out of here.